Caitlin wins the championship, she's pretty damn good. Like, yeah, she's in coach.
All the level you feel the praise, that's the level you're going to feel all the hate too. So you got to stay right in the middle.
Imagine this. Caitlin Clark, the rookie who made WNBA history with a triple-double in her debut, might not win Rookie of the Year. Sounds crazy, right? Well, Dan Patrick just dropped some shocking insights that could explain why. Let's dive into what he said and why it could change Caitlin's future. If you thought the NBA's strategy to slow down Caitlin Clark would work, think again. It backfired spectacularly. Clark's WNBA debut wasn't just excellent, it was historic. She dominated the game, racking up 19 points, 13 assists, 12 rebounds, and even 2 steals. And yes, she's the first rookie in WNBA history to pull off a triple-double in her debut. Talk about making a statement. But Clark didn't stop there. She kept pushing boundaries, becoming the fastest rookie in WNBA history to hit 100 points and 50 assists in just 8 games. She's not just quick, she's on another level, playing chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. So how is she doing this? What makes Clark so special? It's not just her scoring, though she's leading all rookies in that category. Her playmaking is what's really turning heads. Averaging 7.4 assists per game, she's just shy of breaking the all-time rookie record of 7.5. And if she does break it, things get even more interesting. Dan Patrick, yes, Dan Patrick, was blown away by Clark's ability to see plays develop before anyone else. He even said it's like she has eyes in the back of her head. He credits her incredible court vision to her soccer background, baffling defenders with her next-level instincts. Still not convinced she's that special? Here's a stat for you. In her first 3 games, Clark became just the 4th rookie in WNBA history to record 50 points and 10 rebounds. Now hit that like button to help make Caitlin Clark in the WNBA bigger than the NBA. And don't forget, she's up against the world's top players now. This isn't college anymore. These are seasoned professionals, and yet, Clark makes it look effortless. But that's not all. Beyond breaking league records, Clark is also setting new milestones for her team, the Indiana Fever. She's already shattered records for assists in a single quarter in game, as if she walked into the lead and claimed, "These records? They're mine now." However, things get a bit more complicated here. While Clark has had an incredible individual season, her team, the Indiana Fever, struggled with a 0-5 start. Imagine the frustration, playing at an extraordinary level, breaking records everywhere, yet your team can't seem to win a game. So what's going on? This is where Clark's true character shines. She doesn't let the losses bring her down. She continues to compete fiercely, giving her all in every game, almost as if she's saying, "If I have to, I'll take on the entire league." You might be wondering, why would the WNBA want to keep its biggest star under wraps? It sounds unbelievable, but Dan Patrick just revealed something that's not only shocking, but deeply troubling. He uncovered some disturbing details about how the WNBA has been treating Caitlin Clark. He was quoted saying, "What? This is expected of Caitlin Clark. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is because that's a surprise. Is that really true?" In other words, they're basically saying that Clark is too good and her incredible performances don't matter. But hold on, it gets wilder still. Patrick was referring to more than just Clark. He brought attention to the strange disparity in treatment between Clark and Angel Reese. It appears as though they are engaged in 2 distinct games with 2 sets of regulations. You may be asking yourself, who is Angel Reese? She is yet another outstanding WNBA rookie. The problem is that despite the fact that Clark is shattering records all around her, some are attempting to minimize her accomplishments since they claim that's what was anticipated of her. However, since when is it bad to live up to exceptionally high standards? What if we use this strategy in other sports? "Oh, sorry, LeBron, you can't be MVP because we expected you to be amazing." Well, it's absurd, right? And Dan Patrick isn't the only one who says this. It's being noted by other sports commentators as well. Colin Cowherd brought attention to the fact that some media outlets are emphasizing Clark's poor performances rather than her consistent improvement. It appears to be on some people's agendas. He said, however, why is the true intention here? Is establishing competition the main goal, or is there another issue at hand? Some, like Jason Whitlock, believe that Clark's star is being purposefully dimmed by the WNBA in order to highlight other players. However, doesn't that seem counterproductive? Consider it more than ever. Clark is drawing attention to the WNBA in addition to being thrilling to watch. She is shattering records and igniting interest in women's basketball. Isn't that precisely what the league ought to desire? But it seems like there's a strange push to minimize her success, rather than celebrate it as if to say, yeah, she's good, but let's talk about someone else. How annoying must that be for Clark? Do you think this is where the interesting part begins? Clark continues to play every game with her, all in spite of everything. She is not being affected by the noise. She's just going about her business, setting new records and astounding everyone. One might assume that having a superstar like Caitlin Clark would make the WNBA very happy. The fans are raving about her, but some players in the league don't seem to be as thrilled as others. Is it not astounding that Clark has received a staggering 700,000 votes to lead the Make It Some Less? Here's the streamlined version. Some say Caitlin Clark isn't the Rookie of the Year because her excellence was expected, while Angel Reese surprises people. But does that make sense? It's almost like Clark's brilliance is being downplayed simply because she's meeting those high expectations. Dan Patrick pointed out the odd disparity in how Clark and Reese are treated. It's like they're playing by different rules. Angel Reese is another fantastic WNBA rookie, but even though Clark is breaking records, some try to downplay her achievements because she's living up to what was anticipated. Since when is meeting high standards a bad thing? Imagine telling LeBron he can't be MVP because he's expected to be great. It's absurd. And Patrick isn't alone in this view. Other sports commentators, like Colin Cowherd, have noted that some media outlets focus more on Clark's few struggles than on her consistent greatness. There's a question of whether the WNBA is trying to create competition or if something else is going on. Jason Whitlock even suggested that the WNBA might be dimming Clark's star to highlight other players. But isn't that counterproductive? Clark is doing exactly what the league should want. She's thrilling to watch, breaking records, and drawing attention to women's basketball. Yet, there seems to be a push to minimize her success, as if to say, yeah, she's good, but let's talk about someone else. That's got to be frustrating for Clark. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite everything, Clark keeps playing her heart out, breaking records, and wowing everyone. You'd think the WNBA would be thrilled to have a superstar like her, especially since she's garnered an incredible 700,000 votes. Despite Caitlin Clark's overwhelming fan support, with 700,000 all-star votes, some in the league and media seem to downplay her achievements, saying, yeah, she's good, but we expected that. Imagine applying this to other sports. Telling LeBron his 30-point triple-double doesn't count because it was expected. It highlights a larger issue in women's sports, where female athletes often need to be extraordinarily great just to get noticed. Fans aren't staying silent. They're rallying behind Clark, creating their own highlight reels and sharing her performances on social media. Their support is starting to make an impact, but there's still work to be done. People are calling for better media coverage, increased funding, and a shift in how we talk about women's sports. Why not celebrate female athletes for their achievements on their own terms? What Caitlin Clark is doing is simply amazing. Caitlin Clark isn't just breaking records, she's changing the game and drawing unprecedented attention to the WNBA. Her success is sparking conversations, attracting new fans, and boosting the league's visibility, leading to more TV deals, merchandise sales, and ticket purchases. But if the WNBA doesn't properly acknowledge her achievements, it risks missing out on significant opportunities and alienating supporters. Clark's situation isn't just about her. It's about the future of women's basketball and ensuring all athletes get the recognition they deserve. This raises important questions about how women's sports are covered and valued. To level the playing field, sports media needs diverse voices, and leagues like the WNBA must invest in promoting their stars and engaging fans.